Good morning, level 6 students. I hope you all are doing good, staying safe at home and studying and being the very good children. And you all finished and understood the previous chapter. Previous lecture was about adverbs. I hope you did it really well. So students, next chapter we will be doing is also from our grammar portion, and it is called prepositions. Okay, so I want all my students to open your grammar books and keep rough notebooks, pencil and an eraser with you. Okay, and please, while you listen to my lecture, make sure you are using earphones or hands-free. Okay, and pay attention towards the screen. Okay, so now we will start with prepositions. Open page 80, exercise. We will start with exercise A. Okay, let's begin from the explanation part. Students, so we'll be talking about prepositions. First, I'll tell you, these are the words actually give you idea about the position of something. Okay, whatever the thing they're talking about, they are generally used with nouns or pronouns. Okay, whenever they are used with a noun or a pronoun, you will come to know exactly what is happening with this noun or pronoun, where exactly it is, where it's moving, going, located, where is the position of that. All these things can be answered with the help of using the correct preposition. Okay, students? So basically, let's see what the definition has to say about prepositions. Preposition is a word that shows how a noun or a pronoun is related to another part of the sentence. Okay, now I'll show you one example of a sentence. Okay, the boat floated towards the shore. Okay, now this boat is one noun. Okay, they're talking about this one. So this is the subject of the sentence. We do not have to do anything with the subject. Our main focus would be towards the preposition. Okay, you have to pay attention to this preposition. This is the preposition of the sentence. Okay, then you have to see where this with this preposition which object is attached. Object means whatever the noun they're talking about. Okay, so you see this is about movement. This boat floated. Okay, it's moving towards the shore. Okay, that means towards is our preposition. That's why I made it in blue color. Okay, and shore is our object. Whatever the objects we have, we will keep it in pink color. Okay, so you can see it very clearly. So students, there is one more way to find out the object, that is, first you pick out the preposition from the sentence. Okay, then from that preposition you ask question what. Okay, for example, in this sentence you don't know what is the object, but you do know the preposition. Preposition is towards, right students? So you will ask towards what. So what the answer that will come in your mind? Towards the shore. Understood, students? Shore is our object. Shore is our noun also. Okay, it can be noun, it can be a proper noun, it can also be a pronoun. Okay, these all can be our objects, and these are special objects. The objects that we studied before in the verbs chapter, it's not those objects. Okay, for example, we used to study objects, transitive and intransitive verbs, right students? These are different kind of objects. These should be placed with a preposition. Okay, so only we will come to know that in this sentence it is a preposition. Okay, and these objects are called object of the preposition. They call it OP or singly O. Choice is yours. Okay, in both the ways it's correct. Okay students, now I want to show you in the sentences. These were all the examples. You see, this is first example. I will read the second example. The book is on the table. Peter jumped into the river. Layla lives across the road. We have a surprise for you. These are the statements. Okay, now each statement is having a subject. We do not have to pay attention to that. We will be focusing on the prepositions only. Preposition is on, This thing is lying on top of the table, okay? Into the river, inside, okay? Did you understand, students? Inside the river, we call it into the river, okay? Across the road, when you cross the road, the other edge of that road, across, okay? That gives you idea about basically positioning of all the things, location, where exactly is that? Inside, over there, up, down, where, okay? We have a surprise for you. Now you see the words that are in blue color are the all prepositions. Now students, what do we have to do? I will suggest you to make the brackets of these phrases sentences, okay? Put the square brackets, you see, like this one, starting from preposition till our object, because each of the preposition cannot be used alone. There should be a noun or a pronoun with it, okay? Only then the correct usage of preposition will be done, okay? So you just mark out the preposition starting from the preposition till our object in between the sentences, okay, with your pencil. It's like that. We marked here also, starting from across till road for you also, okay? Now students, see, on is our preposition, table is our object of the preposition, okay? Next example, see, into the river. Peter jumped into the river. So into is our preposition and river is our object, okay? Across the road, across is our preposition, road is our object. For is our preposition and you is our pronoun, which is our object. Okay students, now I will show you some more examples of prepositions that can be commonly used in our sentences. Okay, now quickly see which are those. Under, across, in, over, from, below, beside, for, at, of, through, by, with, into, and on. And there are so many, okay, etc, etc. Now come to our exercise A, starting from page 80. The question says, fill in the blanks with suitable prepositions. Okay, number 1. Now students, see, these are the words you see in the pink are our blanks, okay? So besides, you will all start doing and I will explain you the reasons, okay? Now number 1, there is a very funny scene dash the middle of the film. When the is mentioned, so it can be, in can come with the only, okay? You have to keep this thing in the mind, with the in can come, okay? And this thing is from the movie. It belongs to that movie. So funny scene came from where? It came from the movie. So that means in the movie. Okay. There is a very funny scene in the middle of the film. Okay. Understand? It can't be on. On should be on some hard surface on top of it like that. Okay. It can't be used like that. That is why we are using in here. For all each using each kind of preposition, there are certain conditions. We will have to see whether this condition is fulfilled or not, and we'll be putting them in our sentences accordingly. Okay? We were all tired of our long walk. So students, of is our preposition here. Clear? Number 3. The train is expected to be on time today. Okay, so here students, what preposition do we have? To be on time. Okay, we call it, we say on time. Number 4 states that house was struck dash lightning last year. For using with, there is a condition that thing should be the solid, physically it should be there. Okay, only then you use the word, the preposition with. So lightning is a solid thing. It physically comes and strikes the house of the people. Right students? That is why we will be using with here. Okay, in this blank we will put with. Number 5. The children were waiting dash the school dash their mother to arrive. Okay, the children were waiting. Now students, see the school. The school is some place. Okay, whenever we are talking about places and the place is a noun, it can be a proper noun also, okay? So for that we always use at, okay? For their mother to arrive. For whom were they waiting? For their mother, okay? For means it tells you, it gives you idea about for whom. Like they're waiting for what? For their mother to come, right students? I will read the whole line. What will it become? The children were waiting at the school for their mother to arrive, okay? Number 6, the train emerged dash the tunnel and stopped dash the station, okay? From where the train emerged? From the tunnel. Something belongs to somewhere, then for that we use from, okay? And stopped dash the station. Like I told you, station is some place, right students? So what do we use? What preposition used for places? At, okay? So I will repeat what the whole line will become. The train emerged from the tunnel and stopped at the station, okay? Number 7, I think somebody is hiding dash the curtains. Now you see students how the curtains are. So how can someone hide when the curtains are there? Obviously you can hide behind the curtains, right? You can stand at the back side and only curtains can cover you like that. Okay, so what is the correct preposition used for the curtains for hiding? Behind, okay? I will repeat what the sentence will become. I think somebody is hiding behind the curtains, okay? Number 8 states that distribute these apples dash the students, okay? Whenever something you have to do, and there are so many people, more than 2 are there, so for them what do we use? We use among. Among is the right preposition used for people that are more than 2, okay? We use among for them. And whenever there are 2 things mentioned, whatever the talk you're doing or something is related to that, you're studying, writing, whatever you are doing, and 2 things are mentioned, so for 2 we will always use between, okay? That is one condition for the usage of prepositions. Next condition is if the things or people or students, whomever they're talking, is more than 2, then we use among for them. Clear? I will repeat again. So it will become distribute these apples among the students. Clear? Number 9. Wakil has great affection dash his sister. Okay. So for whom this person is having great affection? For the sister. Okay. So the correct preposition that we'll be using here is for. Number 10. Hassan is very fun dash eating good food. So see students, here in the blank we will write fun of eating good food. Okay, the correct preposition here, it should be fun of eating good. Means very much interested. Okay, he's very much interested in eating good food only. Okay. Number 11. The monkey swung dash tree dash tree. Swung is the past participle of which one? What is the first form of this one? This verb, it is swing. Swing, swung, swung, like that. Okay. So here the monkey swung from tree to tree. These are our prepositions used. So the monkey can jump from one tree and it can go to others like that. Other trees, they keep on jumping and moving. Okay. So students, there's one more thing. How do we use to here? To can be used at many places as a preposition, especially when there is some movement related thing is going on. They have to cover some distance, they have to travel and move also. So we always use, what kind of preposition do we use here? We always prefer using to in our sentences. Okay. Now let's come to number 12. Rima decided to go home dash her uncle. Now you see students, decided to go home to her uncle. We use to here. Why we use to here? Because the sentence, we can easily see there is some distance traveling, some movement they're talking about. This person is like planning or is about to go where to her uncle. Okay, so you see some movement is clearly done in this sentence. Okay, so for that we will use to here. Okay, now let's come to number 13. The cat has hidden itself somewhere dash the house. Okay, so students, like I told you, the is mentioned here and it is inside house also. So which is the correct preposition? Yes, your guess is right. In is our correct answer. Okay, the cat has hidden itself somewhere in the house. Okay, number 14. Mr. Suhail has built a new house dash the river. Okay, now you see, students, river they're talking about. So what should come here? By the river. By the river, which actually means the house cannot be built in the river or on the sides, but by the river means nearby. Okay, it is located close to this river. Okay, I will repeat again. Mr. Suhail has built a new house by the river. So the correct preposition used here will be by. Okay, number 15. Syra kept the tickets dash her pocket till they reached the cinema hall. Okay, so here, students, where do we keep the tickets? Inside the pockets, right? So what kind of preposition we will use here? We will use in. Okay, in her pocket. If I ask you, pick out the phrases where the prepositions start and they end with the objects in them. So suppose, which preposition you'll be putting brackets on? Students, guess, just guess it. Yes, your guess is very right. Your one bracket will start from in and your other bracket will end here after pocket. Okay, so you will put a tick or you will underline in as a preposition, and if someone asks you what is the object of this preposition, you will say the object of this preposition is pocket. Pocket is the noun. Clear? And let's read the next part of the sentence. It says till they reached the cinema hall. Okay, now let's come to number 16. Number 16 states that the sets are going dash Murray dash a short holiday. The Sates is the name of people. Okay, are going. Now this sentence is also talking about some distance traveling is there. They're about to cover some distance. They are going to move in some direction to some place, right, students? So we will use to here. Okay, Murray for a short holiday. Okay, students, what place they are going? They are traveling to Murray for a short holiday. Clear? Okay, now let's come to number 17. Okay, number 17 states that the child gazed dash the full moon dash wonder. Okay, now why this kid is staring at the moon? And obviously when people stare, they wonder also, right, that how bright it is, how people go, how travel, how do they travel in rockets and all, and how shining glowy it is, right, students? Like that people keep on wondering. So the correct preposition used here will be at. Okay, the child gazed at the full moon. Gazed at the full moon. At tells you about the at is used for some place, for some locations. Okay, full moon to wonder. Then again, to is used imagination. Okay, gazed means when they or they stare. Okay, now let's come to number 18. Someone is knocking dash the door. Where do we knock? At the door. Okay, again it gives you idea of what, some place or something or some noun. And what noun do we have here? The door. Okay, and at is our preposition. Okay, students, I will repeat. Someone is knocking at the door. Okay, now let's come to number 19. Shaista comes dash a noble family. Okay, when someone belongs to somewhere, what do we call? What we usually say it like this: she comes from a wealthy family, she comes from a respectable family, from a noble family, like that. For that we use from. So our sentence will become Shaista comes from a noble family. Okay students, now let's come to number 20. Helen is worried dash your health. Why is she worried? For your health. Okay, so your for is our correct preposition, okay, to make our sentence deliver correct meanings, okay, and sensible and also grammatically correct. Okay, now let's open page 81. Hope this exercise is very clear to you, and let's start our next topic, which is called general tips on preposition usage. Okay, now I will quickly go through this explanation. So students, I want you all to focus and pay attention. You see, in all these points, some of the letters are in pink color and also underlined. The ones which are underlined in pink color are all our prepositions. Okay, so here we'll be discussing what kind of prepositions are used in which conditions. Okay, and like how do we use them. There are certain conditions and the meanings change also. Okay, now let's quickly go through these conditions. Okay, let's see what our sentence has to say about that. With words that convey an idea, checking or stopping, we usually use the prepositions from. Okay, now you see examples are check from, prevent from, discourage from, stop from, come from. Okay, like that. How do we use from in our sentences? For such these kind of verbs we use from with them. Okay, now let's see next condition. With words that show habits we usually use to with them. Okay, for example, very commonly used is used to. I used to have a pretty white cat. I used to have a pretty blue pen which I lost. Like that, many things we use to here. Okay, another habit can be some addiction. Okay, like you can say I was addicted to ice cream or chocolate. Okay, accustomed to, like that, to can be used with any sort of habit. Okay, let's see next example. It can also be used for. Okay, how do we use for in our sentences? It is used for show fame. Fame means luck, popularity. Okay, we use for, known for, famous for, like that, cared for. So many words we use like that, we put for with them. Okay, where we have to show some kind of belonging with someone, then we use for. Okay, let's come to next example. With words to surprise we use at. Okay, like that. For example, see, surprised at, shocked at, amazed at, astonished at. Astonished, amazed, they mean almost same. Okay, surprised, shocked, amazed, they all are kind of similar. Okay, so where do we use at? Here for now we're talking about feelings. Okay, after that we'll come to places, positions, conditions, like that. Okay, now let's come to next. With words that show pride or certainty we usually use of. Okay, now let's see what kind of feelings are there further. Proud of, I'm certain of that she will not come, she is sick or anything. Confident of or jealous of, like that. There can be so many examples of that. Okay, now let's see the next example. In and now further they're telling for other prepositions. Okay, how can in be used? In is used for geographical places. In is used for something where for places usually where the kind of places where physically one person can be inside. Okay, when you are inside some house, inside a shopping mall, inside some, a room, inside a school, and any kind of place. Okay, when you are inside, then for that we always use in. Now let's see what kind of examples are there. In is used for geographical places, states, countries, cities, etc. Okay, like that. Now see, next one we have is on. On is used for names of roads. Okay, whenever they are giving you the names, then we use on. We always use on with the names of the roads. And in that address, some roads are having some streets also. Still we will be using on. Okay, keep that in your mind, students. Okay, if that place, that street is having some number with it. Number means, some streets are having some numbers with them. Number means exact accurate address. So anyone can find out that number, what is the house number, street number, and anyone can reach there and come exactly to that place. So for that we always use at. Okay, if exact numbers are not mentioned, only name is given, then we will use on. Okay, and if some place name is given, for example some city, country, some area, so for that that any person is inside it, we will say she is inside, she is in is used for that. Okay, now let's see the next example. I will repeat this line again. At is used for specific addresses, the bus stop, the cinema, the post office, etc. There can be so many things where we use at. And okay, see the next one, how it is used in a sentence. Okay, Shakila lives on Jabal Street in Jubail. Okay, I will read it again. Shakila lives on Jabal Street in Jubail. Okay, street's name is given. That is why we are using on here. And where this Jabal Street is, it's inside Jubail. Okay, Shara Jabal. Inside we use in here. Okay. Now let's see the next. My mother is waiting for me at the post office on King Fahd Road. Okay, like that you see this road's name is there and we use on for that. An exact place is given, post office. Okay, that is why we are using at here. Waiting, for whom is she waiting? For you, for me, right? Me is the pronoun. And see what is the word that is used with this object? That is the preposition. Okay, for me. I will read more. At the post office. Now students, what is the preposition in this part of phrase? At is the preposition. Okay, and what object is there for this preposition? Post office. Okay, next one, on is our preposition. What is the object in this phrase? King Fahd Road is our object, which is our noun or proper noun. Okay, or a pronoun can be there also, the object of the sentence. Okay, now let's see the next example. We live at D305 PECHS in Karachi. So you see these are the exact house number, street number, whatever is there. This is the full complete address of the same person in Karachi. Karachi is the name of city in Pakistan. Okay, so you see students, the exact address is given with full numbers. Anyone can reach there. The block number D is there and this is the number of the area. Okay, that is why we're using at here. Okay students, otherwise we use on for normal addresses, and if it is some school, city or town or some place, then we, or road, then we use on. Clear? Difference for each usage is very clear to you now? Yes, I hope it should be very clear to you now. Okay, whatever further confusion you have, it will go away. So we will start doing. Okay, now we will start practicing. Okay, now let's come to next example. Okay, my house is dash the colony, dash the corner, dash the road. Okay, it will become the house is inside the colony, right students? That is why we're using in here. At the corner, corner gives you exact idea of that place. Exactly where is it? In the corner only. So you will use at the corner of the road. It belongs to the road, this corner. Okay students, so whenever there is some belonging, then you will say off. Okay, now let's come to next example. See next thing what they have to say. In is used for time periods, months, years, seasons. On is used for days of the week and specific dates, and at is used for specific times. Okay, for example students, the example for in is she plays in the evening, she writes in the evening. Like that in is used for the time periods, months, years, like that it is applicable. Okay, just like that On can also be used for the some specific date or the name of the days mentioned from the days of the week, like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Any kind of day's name is mentioned, or month name, September, July, August, any month name. Then for that, what do we use? We use on. Okay, and then let's come to next one. And when do we use at? We use at when specifically exact date is given, then we use at. Okay, at is used for something that is very specific. At night. Okay, it's like exact time is mentioned. Okay, now let's see the next what is there. Now we will do the example and use these prepositions that we studied in our examples, okay, to make the concept further clear. Let's see what it has to say. The test will be held on the first Monday in September. Okay, so like I told you, students, if the name of the weeks or anything, a month or anything is mentioned, then we use on. Okay, and the name of the month is there, given there, then we use in. Okay, now let's see the next example. The last total solar eclipse of the 20th century was held on 11th August 1999. Okay, now let's see, there's a specific period they want to talk about. The solar eclipse, it started, when did it take place? It took place on the 11th August 1999. In this era, in this time period exactly, in which time this thing happened, that we don't know, right? At what time was it happening, the solar eclipse? If that is not mentioned, then we use on for it. Okay, if exact time was given, the solar eclipse took place at 5:30 p.m. morning, am, whenever was that, so for that we could have used at there. Did you understand, students? Now let's see the other example for using this one, our sentences. The train leaves at 5:30 p.m. on weekends. Okay, at is used here because exact time is mentioned. When does this train leave? 5:30 p.m. Okay, on weekends. Everything is clearly given with the time and the numbers. That is why we're using at. Okay, the usage of at is very specific and less, whereas on is widely used, and in is also clearly widely used. Okay, now see the next example. Moin does his homework in the afternoon, plays in the evening, sleeps at night. When the is given and it is done in that specific time, then we use in only. Okay, if with the night there is no other word used, only place of preposition is there, then we will use at. Night. Okay, night is very specific. What time of day? At night only. So that is why we are using at here for very detailed specification. Okay, now let's see the next example. Television reached most parts of Pakistan in the 80s. 80s is the century. When did television reach there? In the 80s. Okay, students? 80s is the century here. In is used, this preposition used here with this 80s. Okay, and there is a condition of prepositions also. With some words we do not use prepositions. There are very few actually, not all of them. With these few words we don't even need to use any preposition, and students, you have to memorize. Okay, what are the words with which we do not use any preposition? The words are like last, next, last, every. Okay, with these words we do not need any preposition. Okay, now let's read the examples of the sentences. The rehearsals started last month. Okay, last month. Last is the adjective. Some cases it is adjective. Adjectives are used, or some cases adverbs are used. We do not have any preposition. Okay, students. You knew the condition in the sentences. There will be adverbs, right? And what do the adverbs modify? Adverbs modify the verb, adjectives, or other adverbs. Okay, but in case of prepositions, it can be only the noun or a pronoun. Okay, as its object. Okay, students. Now let's come to next example where there are no prepositions used. There will be a revision test next week. Okay, I saw Mrs. Maroof lesson day. We meet my grandparents every year. Okay, in these sentences prepositions are not used. Okay, so you have to keep it in your minds. And then we have more prepositions which with some conditions. Let's quickly go through them. Okay, since our next preposition, how it is used. It is used to indicate a period from a particular date or time to the present. So something that you want to talk about starting from a specific period up till now, for that we use since. That keeps on happening. Okay, and when do we use for is used when something very specific is given, like in numbers are mentioned, then we use for. Okay, now let's read it. The example of it. For is used when something happens at the same time as something else, or if something happens sometime within a particular time period, when something is very specific. Okay, now let's see the example. When something is given in numbers, students, keep it in your minds. Something given in numbers, you will always use for. Okay, when some period is mentioned starting from specific time till now, so we will be using since. Clear? Okay, now let's see the next example in the sentence. Roshan was in hospital for 10 days. Okay, students, now you see 10 days, exact number is given. For how many days? For 10. That is why we are using for here. Okay, students, we are not using since you. Okay, now let's see the next example. For since, Mr. Daud has been unemployed since last December. Numbers are not given. Okay, last is mentioned and December. Okay, this period is given. So for that we will use since in our sentences. Okay, now let's come to next example. I have eaten nothing since breakfast. Breakfast is given. Some specific period time is mentioned. That is why we are using since, which means starting from the morning till up till now, nothing this person has eaten. Okay, did you understand, students? Something starting from a specific period up till now, which is still happening. For that we will use since. Okay, now let's come to next example. Next example we have for another preposition, which is during. Okay, let's read the example. Ali and Khalid were giggling during the lecture. Okay, while the lecture was going on, when someone was doing something, then for that we use during. Okay, now let's see the next example. The puppies have really grown dash the last month. Here there is a specific period mentioned. In that period they grew well. Okay, and preposition, correct preposition to use for that is during. Clear? Okay, students, I hope some of the concept is very clear to you now. Now let's do the this next exercise. It will make your concepts further very clear and you will enjoy doing it with me. Okay, now let's read on page 81 we have exercise B. Let's read the question. Fill in the blanks with in, on, at, of, with, to, for, or about. You can use a preposition more than once. Okay, and let's begin. First, let's read this. Rizvi lives dash 24 Nanak Gully. Now you see, students, like I told you, when things are given address or anything is mentioned with numbers in it, which is very accurate, very specified, then for that we use at. Okay, now you see at is used. Why? Because this 24 Nanak Gully, the exact address is given. So let's read it again. Rizvi lives at 24 Nanak Gully on the Chandni Chowk. Chandni Chowk is the name of a street, students. Okay, And when some street or road is mentioned, then we use on. Okay. Area, where, in which city? In Lahore. In is given inside the Lahore, then we use in. Clear? I will repeat again. Rizvi lives at 24 Nana Gali on the Chandni Chowk area in Lahore. Okay. He is very fond dash eating chaat. Fond of. Of is used here. Okay. Eating chaat. Chaat is the name of a dish that people eat. Okay. He goes dash the snack stalls every evening to eat chaat. Girls, students, boys, you know what are snack stalls? Stalls where people sell things to eat. They're like small eating points. Like small shops like that. They're called the stalls. Like the stalls that you put on Food Fiesta, huh? Like that. Okay. Now, what will come in our blank? 2. Okay. I will read the whole line. It will become, he goes to the snack stalls every evening to eat chaat. His mother gets angry at him because he loses his appetite dash dinner dash night. Appetite for dinner. He loses the appetite for what? For dinner, right, children? So for is the correct preposition that gives you the connection. Belonging. Okay, it is belonged to dinner. It's related to dinner. That is why we'll use here for. Okay, and when this happens, it happens at night. When very specific period is given, then we use at. Okay. His brother always obeys their mother and comes home on time. Okay. Comes home on time. On time means very punctual, regular, never late. Okay. To dinner. I will repeat again. His brother always obeys their mother and come home on time to dinner. Okay, students. Like we discussed before, to is used when someone is talking about some movement, some distance travel is about to happen, and you can easily sense some movement is going to be there. Then for that we use to. Okay, students. So since they're talking about coming home on time, especially at the time of dinner, okay, that is why we're using to here. Rizvi quarrels dash his brother. Quarrel, students. Quarrels means fight. Okay. Rizvi fights. Okay. Dash his brother because dash this. So here, with whom this person is fighting? With brother. Rizvi is fighting with the brother. When two things are physically present there, then we use with them. Okay. I will read what the line will become. Rizvi quarrels with his brother because of this. Okay. One day his mother made chaat at home. Okay. So Rizvi enjoyed it and was very grateful for his mother. Like we discussed before, when they are talking about feelings. Okay, so for feelings, some kind of popularity, fame, or known for famous, like that feelings are given or mentioned. Then for that, what do we use? We use for. Okay, so students, now let's read the next one. After this, he never quarreled dash his brother with his brother for this matter. Okay, both became the best friends. So students, there is an error in the book on page page 82. See the last blank in your books. Both became the best friends. Best friends is one, friends is the noun and best is the adjective defining this noun. What kind of friend? Best one. Okay. So in between we do not need any blank. We do not need any preposition here. Okay. So cancel this blank with your pencils. Okay. We don't need to put anything. So I hope this topic is very clear. Let's see the next one. Next one says prepositions or adverbs on page 82. Okay. So students, how will we know if some sentence is a preposition or adverb? We studied some adverbs, remember? Huh? So whenever the adverb or the modifiers are in the sentence, they will be having a verb, an adjective, or another adverb, but never this noun or a pronoun. Okay, so preposition will only be giving you ideas about the positions, places, time, anything. Basically about location or positions. Okay, this is what all the prepositions are about. As the name tells you, prepositions. They're talking about positions only. Okay, students. So keep that in your mind. Prepositions. Positions basically is the thing that these words give you idea about positions only. So they should always be used with the noun or a pronoun. If noun or pronoun is not there, then that word is not a preposition. It is an adverb. Clearly, keep that in your minds. Okay. Now we have some points related to that. Let's see what are those. So students, always keep it in your minds that prepositions should always be having an object with it. Okay. Adverbs purely qualify a verb, an adjective, another adverb. They do not have a noun or pronoun as the object, like I told you. Okay. So in these sentences, students, you see prepositions are given in which color? Green color. So wherever you see the green color, it will be very easy for you to pick out the prepositions. Okay. And some letters are in blue. Blue is used for the objects. Okay. And some of them are pink. The ones which are in pink are the adverbs. Okay. And rest of the statements in the clauses or the verbs or the helping verb, they are in purple color. So you can easily tell which one is what. Okay. Now let's read its examples of the sentences. Go inside the house immediately. Okay. So students, which word is giving you idea where one should go? Inside. So inside is our preposition. And what is the object of this preposition? House. House is the object. Okay. House is in blue. And immediately gives you idea about the time they're talking about. Okay. So that is our adverb. Okay. Preposition, its object is the house. So students, inside is our preposition, and what is the object of this inside? House is the object. Okay, that is why it is given in blue color. So if the same sentence is there and we want to make sure whether it is the adverb or the preposition, we will take out this object. Okay. So it will become go inside immediately. Immediately is the adverb and it doesn't tell you where someone should go exactly. Okay, they're not giving the positioning. Okay, students, so that will be the adverb. It can't be the adverb like that. Okay, now let's read the next example. The bus drove through the forest. Okay, so students, through is the word which gives you from where someone should go, gives you position. Through is the position. Okay. Through the forest. Through what? Through the what? You will answer forest. Then forest is our object. Okay. Through is our preposition. Okay, students, clear? Okay. Now let's see the next example. The bus drove through an hour ago. Okay. Ago is our adverb. We do not have any object in it, so we will ignore that. So we will take it as the adverb only. This example is for adverbs only. Okay. For preposition, there should be an given in it. So through and all, whatever go and that is also the adverb. Okay. Now let's see the next example. Go and play outside the house. What preposition here? Outside is the preposition. Okay. Outside the what? The house. Okay, students, house is our object. Clear? Now let's see the next example. If we have to check whether it is a preposition or the adverb, we will see the same condition with adverb. How will it be? Go outside and play. Like that, it will be given in the adverb form. Okay. Now students, we will come to our next topic, which is exercise C on page 82. Okay, I will read the question for you. So let's start doing. It will be very fun to do it together. Circle the prepositions in these sentences and underline their objects. Some sentences may not have a preposition. Now, see this. In this exercise, what they're asking you to do, make a circle on the prepositions. Okay, students, you have to circle. Make sure you're circling the prepositions only. Okay, and what you will underline? Underline the objects. Okay, now pay attention to this part, what I'm telling you. In all these 12 sentences, we have to pick out the phrases. We have to pick out the prepositions. Okay. Wherever we find the preposition, from there, we will circle that preposition and start making a bracket. You will make a bracket starting from the preposition and take that bracket towards the object. Wherever you found the noun, till there only, close your bracket, circle the preposition and underline your object. Like that we will do with all the sentences. Okay, I'll show you one example. Let's come to number 1. Okay, Mrs. Azad is not in the habit of gossiping about her neighbors. Okay, so in these sentences, what we have to do first, pick out the preposition. In number 1, they have already picked out 3 prepositions for you, right? First preposition in the book that is already picked is in. Next one is of, and other one is about. Okay, whatever the preposition we pick, we also have to pick the object of that. Okay, and we already know the object should be a noun, right? So like that, whatever the preposition we have, for example here the first preposition is in, separate it out with the help of brackets. Okay, separate it out, the preposition with its subject in the sentence. Okay, then according to your book there is a second preposition picked for you also, so students cancel that with the pencil. Okay, because gossiping can't be a noun or a pronoun, it is a verb. Okay, so just cancel the second preposition, and the next preposition we'll be picking according to the book is about, and about comes with the object, right students? And the object here we have is neighbors. Neighbors is the noun. Like that we will do all. So students, whatever the preposition we picked, we have to make a circle on that, right? Yes, like that, and the object will be underlined. Okay, let's see the next one. What is the next preposition we have here? Yes, about is our next preposition. Okay, and the object is underlined. Like that we will do rest. Okay, let's come to number 2. The book I'm reading belongs to my cousin. The preposition we have here is to. Okay, and cousin is our object. Number 3, what preposition we have? The preposition we have here is about. Okay, and the object here is subject. Just like that. In number 4, let's see, I have picked out 3 phrases from this sentence. Okay, so from these 3 phrases, what are our prepositions? So students, pay attention, notice. Yes, our first preposition is of, and C is the object. C is our noun. Okay, next preposition we have here is from. Okay, and the object of this preposition is windows, so we will underline windows. Just like that. Next preposition we have here is of. Okay, and room is our object. Just like that. See, next phrase, Sana went down a little while ago. So in this sentence students, Sana is our object, and what preposition we have? Down. Down tells you where she went, it tells you about the position. Okay, and Sana is our object. Sana is a proper noun. Okay, now let's see number 6. Mr. Ghaffur is quite happy to be left alone with the babies. So the preposition here is to. Okay, and what is our object? Babies. Okay, number 7, my parents are taking us to the zoo tomorrow. So students, the preposition here is to. Okay, and zoo is our object, so you will underline zoo. Number 8, when she has often been ill during the last month. Okay, so the preposition here is during. Okay, and month is our noun. Okay, object of preposition. Okay students, number 9, a procession of huge trucks has just driven past. So what preposition we have here? Which word here gives you idea about the position? Past is our preposition. Okay students, and trucks is our object, is our noun. Okay, number 10, Amir has read almost all the books in the class library. So the preposition we have here, students, guess? Yes, your guess is right. In is our preposition. Okay, and this one object is library. Okay, number 11, many people are speaking up against corruption and mismanagement. So the preposition we have in this sentence, there are 2 prepositions, up and against, so we will circle both. And the noun we have here, corruption and mismanagement, so you will underline the object. Number 12, Mr. Danish carried the luggage into the station. So students, in this phrase, what preposition we have? Into, okay? And station is our object, so you will underline it. Next preposition we have here is while, okay? And Mrs. Danish is our object. Mrs. Danish is the proper noun, okay? Bought platform tickets at the counter. So students, what is the preposition here? Yes, the preposition here is at, and counter is our noun, okay? So that is our object, so we will underline it, okay? Just like that, we solved our whole exercise. Hope you enjoyed it and it's very clear to you. Now, time for a quick review. We studied what are prepositions. These are basically the words which give you idea about position. This word itself came from positions, okay, which gives you idea about where something can be, okay. And we studied the definition, then we studied the examples, and we also studied different sentences, okay. And we also studied how can they be used in the sentences and their meanings, okay. So where do we have to put them, okay, according to the according to the need. Okay, number 3, how to find out the next thing we studied is how to find out the preposition in the sentences and its object. How can we know in a sentence what is the preposition, and do we have a preposition, and what is its object? Object is there or not? Whether it is the preposition or an adverb. That is how to find it out. We studied that also, and we also did whether some word is a preposition or not, or the adverb, okay. So how to find it out and how to know what is the object. Object is the noun or a pronoun, okay, in a sentence. Clear? There will be a word that will be giving you idea about its place, a position or time, okay. That word will be the preposition, and with whatever the thing it will be defining, it will be its object, okay. And that object should be a noun or a pronoun or a proper noun. It's a condition for that, okay. So students, take care. I hope you understood it really well. Solve it well, study well, go through it thoroughly, okay, and listen to each thing very carefully, and see you in my next lecture, students. So my next lecture will be about chapter, okay. We'll start the chapter portion, okay. Good luck, take care, have fun, and be the good girl, good children, and study really well, okay.